I'm Ben Poole and I'm here for Finextra at the World Retail Congress 2014 in Paris. I'm joined by Chris Kangas, Head of Contactless Payments Europe at MasterCard. Thanks for joining me, Chris. First off, what is mobile commerce and why is it so important today?
Well, mobile commerce, as we all know, the world of mobile devices has exploded upon us over the last years, and smartphones have become even smarter, allowing us to do so many more things. And commerce is no different, and what we're seeing is in the space of e-commerce, many people are buying things now through their mobile device as they're making their way through their day. And making that as convenient and seamless as possible is very important to MasterCard to ease the friction in getting to the thing that you really want. You don't really want to make a payment, but you do want to buy the thing that you want as quickly and easily as you can. And so doing this in the mobile space is very important. One thing that we are seeing is a lot of projections and real spend happening, originating from the mobile device. So one of the things we talk about lately is the projection of over 700 billion in mobile commerce happening by 2017. So this has become massive and obvious that we need to be doing something in this space to ease the transaction process for consumers and for retailers too.
And obviously one of the big news stories over the past couple of weeks has been the launch of Apple Pay. What is this and how's it going to affect the industry, do you think?
This is really fantastic news. A couple of years ago I was going to conferences and the ecosystem in our little world was complaining and concerned that Apple wasn't participating and putting NFC capability on their phones and so on. Now they've chosen it. They've actually chosen this standard that the card schemes are using and that banks are using. So they've basically followed us into this space using our own technology and standards, and also have adopted the latest standards of tokenization, which will bring extra security into the payment system as we roll that out. So that's a huge endorsement, I would say, and a great phenomenon. It doesn't mean the game is over, though, because of course Apple has a nice market share, but there's also plenty of people who don't have an Apple device, and of course we have to have payment solutions for those folks as well. And that's where we come in with things like MasterPass and so on for easy shopping online with as few clicks as possible. So that's how we start to address that side of the space as well, in addition to the fabulous user experience that we can all expect from Apple as they launch their payment service.
And finally, what is MasterCard doing about mobile device payments?
Well, we have a lot of activity going on. One of the key things in mobile payments that's critical is having acceptance. And so we're building acceptance both in the digital world as well as in the physical world. So for the digital world, we have MasterPass. It's our acceptance brand for easy checkout. And so you'll start to see more and more. I believe in 5 million online checkouts now, you should find MasterPass, Buy with MasterPass button. And in the physical world, we have over 2.5 million acceptance locations where you can tap to pay with NFC. And so we've been actively working on both of these fronts to create opportunity for consumers to use these new tools on their mobile device. One of the biggest examples that recently went live was the London Transit system, now accepting contactless bank cards, including mobile devices. And of course the Apple Pay device should be accepted there with no problem. So that's an important piece of the puzzle that MasterCard's been working on. As well, we have something called the Digital Enablement Service, which is the engine that MasterCard has built to tokenize card credentials so that they're more secure, and then digitize them into the Apple Pay devices. And Apple is really the first endpoint in this digital enablement service. We expect other companies which are operating digital wallets to connect into this digital enablement service so that we can then tokenize and digitize credentials into those endpoints as well. So this is where we're going with our plans so far.
Fantastic. Thanks very much for joining me, Chris.
My pleasure.